You're probably not surprised to hear that we get a lot of questions from people buying their first guns. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. And most people sort of come to us with like a choice of 3 they're looking for and blah, 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 blah. The second thing is when I tell people, why don't you just go and buy a cheap Beretta or Browning if you're looking at some of these higher end entry level guns from other companies, they go, yeah, but I don't know what I'll be buying at auction. So I thought I'd get a look at this. This is valued at £250 to £350. This is a Browning GTI Sporter Ultra, dated 1995. Let's have a look over it and see why or why not this wouldn't be a better buy than a new gun for 500 quid. Right, so let's take it apart quick, and we'll start at the back and look over sort of aesthetics and see if there's anything majorly wrong with it, and then we'll look at the rest of it and see if there's anything majorly right with it. The pad is a bit buggered. It would have at one point been one of those open cell micro-core servolettis. It's been fitted very badly, but I've seen worse. Like, will it do the job? Yes. Would I replace it? Yeah, you know, it's getting a bit scruffy. It is molting. It's not nice. You could buy a new one of these for like 22 quid and go and fit it yourself to a standard of this level. It wouldn't take a great deal of effort, or you pay someone to do it. It's going to cost you not a great deal of money. Comb has a chunk missing out of it, but the adjusters will still work on the posts. It's good quality hardware that's in these being put into this. It's fairly good. The wood would be pretty, but it's been dried up and beaten out, and the grain is as open as you like. So a £5 pot of oil would have this stock looking better. The checkering is worn and filled with dirt. A toothbrush and some spirits would have that cleaned out a little bit. And you could chase it out if you really want, but just cleaning it out would make the world of difference. The world of difference. Apart from that, the stock, actually, there's no cracks, no nothing, not much wrong. To be fair, these GTIs, the wood was pretty plain on them. It's a good solid piece of wood. It's very, very unlikely to break. Action-wise, safety catch, good and stiff, nothing wrong there. Trigger has its adjustment screw. It's in the front is most furthest forward point. The gold has worn off of it. You can replace it with a new gold one if you want, or just get over it, because most of what is wrong with this gun so far is aesthetic. Speaking of aesthetic, the action has been shagged by some idiot who put it in a vise without soft jaws or without any protection. So you've got vise marks on either side of the action there. It doesn't fill me with much joy, but the rest of it, like, it's not the end of the world. Your cross pin there is shortened for some reason. That worries me a little bit, but not a great deal. It is beat up. There's some big scratches on the action, but for the most part, it does look just aesthetic. There's no cracks, no undue wear marks. I'd probably say this gun was a school gun, maybe, or used by someone for a million years. But hey, age is just a number, as they say. Barrels. Ring alright, which of course they will. The bluing is dead. That's by the by. The rib, surprisingly, is not dented. I was expecting that to be absolutely hammered. The mid bead has been pulled out. That could be replaced if you really wanted to, and the front bead is a bit dead too, so you can replace that or just take it off. The barrels on these are the Ultra barrels, or the GTI Plus. They are Invector Plus. It is proved 18.8 in the bore, like most of these. 70mm, 12 bore. You can put steel through it if you want. You can go out and have some fun. The chokes, choke-wise, I think you might struggle to get them out, but nothing a bucket of diesel would not fix. Fingers crossed. The fore end is has seen better days, hasn't it? There's a bit of rust in it, but all the major components look in fair enough order. It's just had a bit of work. And now the interesting thing, this gun when I picked it up felt tight. So the only thing you need to do when a gun feels unnecessarily tight is check. There we go. To see whether it's been welded up, which it has. More than once, I presume. So it's been refitted at the hook, and at some point as well, been refitted here at the rear bite too. You can really tell at the sides here, you can see where the files have cut in at the top and bottom when they've been knocking this bottom edge back off. Yeah. It's not a bad job. I mean, it feels all right. And I'd rather it feel tight. What is that? A loose stock. It'll be funny, 5 minutes with a set of screwdrivers and you'll have that tight. Oof. Some real nasty gouging on the front there. But for 250 quid, I don't think you go far wrong. Given if you could pay, let's say 500 quid, including all your commission for it, you could, to be honest, I'll just go out and shoot it as it is. I won't worry too much about it. Rub some oil into it so it looks a bit shinier and not stress. If you're really bothered, have the barrel Cerakoted, action Cerakoted, all the metalwork Cerakoted, it'll cost you like 120 quid. That will clean up most of the aesthetic issues. A bit of oil on the stock and a bit of a polish. And a new pad. It's wicked. Anyway, not all guns you'll buy at auction will be this secretly clean. So do beware, but it's also not to be scared of them. It's just wise to have a look. Or phone up, and these guys will have a look for you. Plus, this is the gun I started with, more or less. So it must be the best gun in the entire world. Why pick it over a 500-pound brand new gun? My first reason is this. I can guarantee you take this gun into any gunsmith, more or less in the world, and they will know how to fix an issue with it, and have fixed others. Number two, I would say in 100 years' time you will still be able to get spares. Cue some idiot putting into the comments you won't be able to own guns in 100 years' time. And number three, this gun will outshoot a 500-pound gun. That is all. I think that's enough of a reason to buy it. But I know people like shiny stuff, so I'm not going to begrudge you buying shiny stuff because this is less shiny. But shiny isn't really that important when you're mashing your way through the clay circuit. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Goodbye. And I say check it out, 5119. I'll put a bid on this, mostly because it's always worth a cheeky bid. Take care, guys.